Recently I've been getting asked by some of my friends and some of my followers on which camera to get starting out, and although there's really not a specific answer to the kind of camera that you should get, I feel like I do have some inputs on things that you should look for when looking for a camera. Hi, my name is Shoutout and I am a videographer, and I'm here on YouTube to help you learn things about videography and content creation. And I hope to share things with you that I've learned along with my journey as a videographer and content creator to help you guys create some awesome content as well. So when looking for your first camera, the first thing you really want to know is, what do you want to use the camera for? Photos or videos? Distinguishing between these two things can really help you figure out what you want in a camera, but for the sake of who I am as a creative, I'm going to mainly be talking about the video aspects of things. So first things first, price. When picking out a camera, you want to determine what is your budget, how much do you want to spend, what are you willing to spend on a camera. These things will help you define the kind of camera that you are looking for and want based on your budget. Determining your budget, you can either decide to have a lower cost camera or a higher cost camera, depending on what you are willing and able to spend. So once you establish your price point with the camera and the budget that you are able to spend, now you can start to narrow down the decisions on the type of camera that you are looking for. Now for video, deciding the things that you want to do with your camera, is it going to be vlogs, cinematics, or just cuz? Let's say for instance that you want to vlog, right? And it's mainly just specific vlogs, very simple, just holding up the camera. I personally would recommend the G7X as it flips up, you can see yourself, and it's very handheld and you can carry it anywhere because it's so small and compact. And if you want better quality with your camera and better specs, you can go with things with like a T7i, Canon SL2, which is actually what I'm shooting on, and it still has the flippy screen. It's a little bit more in weight, but for better quality, it's worth the money. Now that brings me to my next topic of the kind of quality in your camera that you are looking for your images. Whether you pick a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, it doesn't matter. One of the things that I look for in the camera is the type of frame rates that it's able to shoot. Does it shoot 24 frames per second, 60 frames a second, and 120 frames per second? These things are very important to me as a videographer, as 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second, I'm able to slow images down, make them look buttery smooth for those little cinematic feels, and also 24 frames per second, which is what you're seeing right here, and a lot of filmmakers use this within their video content as well. Another thing you want to know is if you want a APS-C camera or a full frame camera. The difference between these is an APS-C has a crop factor, which, let's say you put on a 50mm lens, it would end up becoming a 87mm lens just because it has that crop factor and it zooms into your picture. Now if you were to take the 50mm and put it onto a full frame camera, you would get the full 50mm look within your camera. There would be no crop factor, it's pure 50mm. Both have its ups and downs, but the difference between these is the type of lenses that you're probably going to end up getting. APS-C cameras, they tend to have cheaper lenses. They're still good, but they're more affordable. Full frame cameras have more expensive glass. So if you were to pick up a full frame, just be prepared to make that investment into your lenses as well as your camera itself. The last thing you really need to look at when determining which camera to get is knowing your needs from your wants. Do you really need to shoot in 4K? Do you really need that slow motion for the videos that you're going to be making? Do you really need a flippy screen? Determining this can help you find the camera that you need to get versus what you want to get. So these are some of the things that I would look into when trying to figure out the camera that I'd want. In my own opinion on the kind of camera you should get out starting, you can take this with a grain of salt. Starting out, I think you should get the Canon SL2. It's currently what I'm shooting on, and it's currently what I've been using for a lot of the videos that you'll be seeing on my social medias and on my YouTube channel. It is basically a T7i with everything that you need. It can shoot 60 frames a second for the slow motion, 24 frames per second. It is APS-C, which is a downfall in my opinion, but either way, it comes down to the creator, not the gear that you have. I think the most important thing is try not to think too hard on the type of camera you should get. Just try to figure out the things that you were looking for and just pick out a camera and work from there. Later down the line, honestly, you'll start to upgrade your equipment and your content will just start to get better. Try not to stress out too much on the type of camera you should get, and just get a camera, work with it, learn it. That is going to be your best option, because at the end of the day, it's going to be you as a creative and not the equipment that you're using. Like honestly, a lot of people use phones for a lot of their creative stuff, and they honestly push out some really good photos and videos with just smartphones themselves. So don't let the camera be a determining factor of when you should start doing things and is it good enough, because no matter what, you are good enough. You just have to use the tools at your disposal to make those awesome content. So that wraps up today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps out. If you have any more questions on the kind of camera you should get or things you should be looking for when getting a camera, please just comment down below, send me a message. Also follow me on Instagram, that's where I post a lot of my content. And if you like this video, please give it a like, it helps out a lot. And consider subscribing, you don't have to, but it would really help me out a lot too. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Peace. Hey, I also want to give a shout out to Asprire The Empire. They gave me this sweater that I won, but I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's actually some of the people I know, and I feel like you guys should give them a like and a follow as well. So yeah.